your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing. You can have it if you dream it. Just be brave and you'll achieve it all. It all. I wanna know if you really want it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. I wanna know if you really need it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. It is another Sunday night. Sunday night sounds spectacular, doesn't it? All right. Good evening, folks. Welcome to another edition of DayTradeSPY.com's Week-In Review, Intro to Trading. Let's get started. It is 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And there we go. All right. Once again, welcome to DayTradeSPY.com's Week-In Review, Intro to Trading. My name is Hugh for Sunday, September the 1st, and we are going solo again here today. Aaron is off and, well, deserves a break, I'm sure. He works so hard, doesn't he? It's okay. We're gonna get him for Wednesday. You know, he does the Wednesday nights and I do the Sunday nights. It's kind of a good thing going here. So now maybe he'll pop in and join us. We'll see what happens. So anyway, right. Thank you very much for the comments here, Sam H. Wow, congratulations. Made over 12 grand. Learned very quickly that one loss. Swiped it out. So need to take my losses earlier in the trade. Okay, yeah. All right, we'll talk about that later. Sam, I think I trust you in the trading room, right? So we should take that up in the trading room here. Keep up the good fight. And I think the signal service pick of the day, getting the room within the next week or two sounds like a good plan. That seems to be working very well. Thanks for all you do. Your system really works. Thank you so much. Thank you all your well wishes, folks, for the Labor Day greetings. Yes, Labor Day tomorrow. We got the day off. No trading tomorrow. Darn it. I hate holidays like that. I want to trade. That's the trouble with with holidays and traders. Traders don't like holidays. We don't even like weekends. You know, we want to get in there and trade, and that's what we do. That's what we enjoy, and that's what it's all about. All right, a couple things I guess I want to mention to you first of all. As people are still joining us, a lot of people are still coming online here. Again, welcome, and it is an interactive session, folks. So feel free to put any questions or comments in the questions box. You'll find the little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. Click on that. I am the only one that sees that, so go ahead and say whatever you want. I'll try and certainly get to all your questions here. And the other thing I want to tell you is sometimes I do speak a little bit too fast. You know, it's just because I'm very passionate about what we talk about, and it seems to have a lot of information. Seems to have a lot of information that we want to get over to you, and in a short period of time. So I don't want to keep you much more than an hour here tonight. You know, because I know the weekend here, and a lot of people have their barbecues, and we've got people over too. They're in the pool right now, and so it's okay. They can hang out there, no problem. Anyway, yeah, it's just it's good. You know, the summer's over, right? Summer. I hope you had a good summer. And kids are going back to school, I guess. Traders are coming back to work. Everybody's going back to work. Holidays are over. Kind of a sad day in some ways. You know, this is the weekend. This is probably my saddest weekend of the year. You know, and summer's kind of over. And one thing too, I noticed that the weather changes very quickly right after this weekend. Suddenly it just seems to fall off. But I suspect that the way the weather's been going the last little while, we're probably going to be okay. It's probably not going to happen real fast. So. Anyway, I'm killing a little time because I see a lot of people still joining us here, but let's get going now. It is 8:03, and again, my name is Hugh. So, all right, I'm going to put up this disclaimer, give you a second or two to read this. You can read this on your own, and I will be quiet while you read this. Okay, yes. All right, you alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. All right, I think you know all that, right? You all know that. So, all right, there's I guess you can see me okay, right? I got the blinds open behind me here, so I guess you can probably see me all right. And let me hit this button here. Okay, there we go. All right. don't I look good here tonight? And I feel like I'm getting some, I don't know if I'm losing more hair or feels like it's not. It kind of stopped. It stopped. I stopped losing it. I won't say I'm growing any more back, but I think I stopped losing some. My daughter's no longer going on these excursions. I used to have lots of hair and brown hair. And then my daughter decided she wanted to go teach English as a second language in Thailand, and she went over there for a year, loved it, couldn't speak a word of it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Completely different, new, completely immersed in a whole different culture and stuff. Of course, uh, she was never like an adventurer, so you have to understand that for her to do this was like unbelievably amazing. It was not in her to do that kind of thing. We used to kid her if she took a trip from say Buffalo to Rochester, which is just an hour down the road. We used to kid her and say, "Oh, who's your travel agent?" But so that's when my hair turned brown. Sorry, turned gray, or it might be silver or white. I'm not sure what it is, but and then when she came back, of course, hey Dad, what happened to your hair? Oh, you went away. That's what happened. And then shortly thereafter, she announced she wants to go to Peru and do it all over again in Peru. Well, you can imagine, you can imagine the shock I went through. Peru. All right, all I keep thinking about is guys like Escobar and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just shaking my head. Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? But you know, she's an adult. I kept being reminded, Dad, I'm 21 or whatever she was. That's when I lost all my hair. Okay. Hmm. So, any of you have kids? You know what I'm talking about, right? Anyway, she loved it. She came back, went back to Colombia for vacation, and she loved it. And she's now down in Florida. She's enjoying her a bit of a vacation in Florida for a couple of weeks. So more power to her, along with my wife and the other kids and stuff. So anyway, I am going to be flying down there a week from Monday. Okay. So a week from tomorrow, I'm going also to Florida. I'm going to be there for a week. I'm taking my laptop. I'm going to do the shows in the trading room and everything remotely from Florida, and should be fun. Anyway, all right, let's get started, folks. Let's get started. So we can review
Are you going
again.
to be doing that
Questions
from Disney
box.
World or?
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a strange voice. Good evening. How are you, Aaron?
Very well, and yourself?
Not too bad at all. Good to have you on. And I was just telling everybody, I thought, oh, maybe you'll pop in. Good to So you enjoying the holiday weekend? We don't have trading tomorrow, Aaron. I don't know what we're gonna do with ourselves.
Yeah,
Great.
I felt kind of out of touch with reality for a second, so I decided to poke my head in and see what's going on.
Yeah, I'll get to have you here and stuff. And I'm just thinking here, what am I gonna do tomorrow? This is crazy. And my family's down in Florida. I'll be joining them a week from now, and I guess I'll be hanging around here. Pretty social, so good social life up here, but I guess I'll be doing some work and maybe working on some of my newsletters and stuff. But any big exciting news for you on the weekend at all? Doing anything crazy or wild?
Anything crazier than usual? No, the usual craziness, I think. Um, yeah, but no, might check out something called the Renaissance Festival. Not really sure.
Okay.
May do something like that. Um, where usually mostly younger people put on costumes and drink excessively. Obviously, I don't drink, so uh, at least unless it's a holiday. So probably will not be drinking like anything like that. But I might get dressed up in a costume, and if I do, I'll make sure to take a picture for you.
Sounds good. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. By the way, Aaron, there's a holiday every day is a holiday somewhere. So just so you know.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Is that like
Right.
every day it's 5 o'clock somewhere? Is that
Every day it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Or what I saw a sign the other day says every day is wine o'clock somewhere or something. I don't
hot?
know. Anyway. All right, good stuff. Let's get started here. Quick question for you guys. I want this little interactive. So I want to know what you guys, by the way, when I say guys, I mean guys and gals. We got a lot of gals on here. Actually, I like the gals too because they add some I don't know. They bring some warmth to the trading room and stuff. I know that usually they're the first ones to respond, you know. The guys just sit back and lurk. They don't actually answer the questions. They only when it benefits them. The women are more nurturing and they're friendlier, I guess. They're not as yeah, they're not as aggressive when something goes wrong, you know. Anyway, are you guys familiar with Day Trade Spy and our services? Or are you new here? If you are new, brand new to this, and you found your way here somehow through an email or some ad or something, or a radio ad or television ad, I don't think we're on TV, are we, Aaron? I don't think we're on TV. Um, but um, but so let us know in the questions box. Are you familiar with what we do? And if you're not, then just punch up no. And I see mostly yeses.
I think we're just on the financial weather portion of the news, like financial weathermen. When I say back to you in the newsroom, always
Oh,
feel
right,
like
in
we're
the
giving a forecast, a financial forecast.
okay. All right. I love Stan. Stan H. He's got a comment here. I could be watching football. You could, or you could be here. Um, yeah. Who's playing football tonight? Anybody important? I don't think it's important tonight, but I know sometimes they call us up and say, Hugh, we want to have a football game today. Any way you can, defer your Sunday night session so our players and our fans could watch us instead of you guys. I say, no, we're going to do our 8 o'clock session.
Ha,
So, so then they moved the Super Bowl up, I guess, a few hours earlier than, I don't know. But all right, Andrew S. Yes, you are new here. Welcome. Okay, Ken new. I've watched 2-hour workshop. Johnny L's been with us for many years. Yes, you have. Eric H. My first time. Welcome. Preseason football. Um, Preseason football. Buffalo Bills. I think they're I'm not sure. They want to go, do they want to go public or something? There's some funny thing going on. They want to sell part of their franchise or something to the open market. I don't know. I'm kind of speaking on something I heard or something a little while ago, but they're doing something funny with trying to raise money. They got like $1.5 billion stadium they're building. I guess you got to raise money on that. Lots of good comments here. I'm new, Ron T. Good to have you here. I knew joined the pick of the day on Thursday. Read some things on the trading room, so I joined yesterday. Thanks so much. U.S. Open tennis, Nancy. Okay, Stan H, first time. Welcome everybody. If it's your first time, welcome. This is what we do every Sunday night. It's kind of like a little, in the winter we call it a fireside chat. In the summer, a beachside chat. And this is a beachside chat. I think Aaron, maybe in pretty soon, and maybe another month or so, I'm going to find a pumpkin patch and sit in the pumpkin patch chat.
yeah.
Uh,
Speaking of pumpkins, I had a pumpkin smoothie today.
oh, already, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know
Cool.
that they made pumpkin smoothies from Smoothie King, but I had one. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and we're going to see pumpkin spice everything from here on for the next 3 months.
I
Uh,
don't mind. I don't know if you know that, Hugh. I don't mind an overdose of pumpkin.
that's that can help that can help, I think. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be, yeah, pumpkin seeds is supposed to be healthy for males. So maybe I'll get into pumpkin seeds. Gonna give you a bit of an introduction first, then take a look at the weekend review. Weekend review, take a look at what's coming up next week, then have our beachside chat. And then we're going to talk about how we can help you. And they got a 2-minute tutorial, and we're going to take some questions around that beachside chat. So that's when we're going to take up some of the questions and comments in there. So, all right, I'm gonna introduce you to your hosts. I wasn't sure if Aaron's coming online or not. I am going to put his picture up for now, but I'm going to talk about myself first. Ladies, I'm sure you will agree that Aaron is the smarter one of the two, but I'm the better looking one. That's me in the on the left picture, and
That's really all that matters.
yeah, and I'm the guy on the right. The girl, the one on the left, that's my beautiful dog Lucy. She's getting old, 12-year-old Bernese Mountain Dog. They're only supposed to live 6 to 8 years, but we take really, really good care of her. Aaron, we actually cook for her, and I'm
Wow.
talking about some really good meals. Like today, she had she had ground beef, and mixed with a little cheese in there, And yeah, and yesterday she had steak and pierogies, steak and
Oh,
pierogies. So yeah, and she's a gorgeous dog, and she's got a little problems with her hind legs right now. It's got to help her along, but she's doing well. Anyway, folks, my background is basically in the okay. The important stuff is the in the trenches training that I learned, and by that I mean I was kind of thrown into it, when my own financial advisor way back in my younger days blew out excuse me, blew out half my account, and also blew out my kids' education funds. And that's what really struck home when when that's going to happen. Then I realized, oh, this is not good at all. And that's when I realized I have to learn how to do this myself. And I remember thinking on the way home, I'll never forget it. A couple things struck really dear to my heart. So basically, I when I discovered that my capital was about half of what I had put in for years, I called my broker and told him to just cut me a check for whatever is left. I'll come by the next day to pick it up. Naturally, he tried to keep my account, but it didn't work. So I remember driving home and thinking, well, okay, two things I know to be true. One is that nobody cares or should care more about my money than me. It is actually impossible for him to care more about my money than me. I mean, this is my future. To him, my money is just it's just a vehicle for him to to achieve his agenda, whatever that is. He's just using my money to get what he needs. And the other thing I realized is that now with the internet and the power of the internet, we have the power at our fingertips just as much as anybody else. Maybe a few seconds later or something, but no big deal. I mean, all we have to do is figure it out. Look at the news, look at the charts, study this stuff, and we can take control of our own financial future. We do not need a financial advisor to tell us where the market's going to go. How can they possibly know where the market's going to go any more than we could know? The market is the market, and they can say and attempt and to do anything they want and anticipate anything, but at the end of the day, the market is the market, and we have the power to make the decisions ourselves. For the same reason, you do not need a travel consultant, right, anymore to book your vacations. What do you need a travel agent for? You just get online and book your hotel, book your condo, book your whatever, right? So anyway, I got thrust into this. I took a bunch of courses, different things. Most of what I learned the hard way with real market trading, and that's what I teach. Now, my sort of technique is short-term breakout trades. I'm looking for small, multiple daily gains. And I find that when you do that, and you obviously learn how to control your emotions and all that, after doing this for a long time, you actually develop a pretty good sense of that. Actually do quite well trading. Now, Aaron, on the other hand, I am going to be quiet while Aaron talks about himself, at which he's very good at. So, all yours,
oh,
buddy.
thank you very much. Yeah, so for those of you that are new or that haven't heard my story before, my name is Aaron Stevens. I started learning trading when I was a wee lad, I guess they say in Ireland. About 12 years old, actually. I started looking at the Wall Street Journal and looking at stock prices. I became interested in it. I opened up, I learned about companies and opened up my first trading account when I was 17 through a joint account. I traded stocks and penny stocks actually for a while. While I was working multiple jobs, actually, I worked multiple jobs as a teenager because I had only half a schedule in high school. I forgot to tell you that, Hugh. I went to the same high school as Warren Buffett, who celebrated his
94.
94th
Yeah.
birthday, class of 1947. My dad was still in diapers, I think. Yeah.
He's still going
So
strong.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Eating the cheeseburger and the Diet Coke, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I opened up my first trading account, and it was during the tech bubble burst, and so I took a break, a little bit of a break after 9/11 and the tech bubble burst, and I came back and I started learning the currency markets in 2006, 2007. and I'm a self-taught market technician. I read the major industry fundamental books on technical analysis, and I started studying for. Well, actually, I started learning several different systems, and including one that's very similar to the one that we use in the trading room. And then after that, I self-studied and passed my Series 3 exam, which is similar to a Series 7 or 65, which is a stockbroker exam, but this is actually a futures exam. I worked for several different firms, mostly as an analyst, and then most recently I worked for a firm that had about approximately $150 million under management at its height. And currently, I'm here with DayTradeSPY, and been here for, wow, it's almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Flies when you're having fun. Yeah, so time flies when you're having fun here. So I can't believe it's been almost 2 years. So
Yeah.
I loved every minute of it. He was a great mentor, a great coach. He says really cheesy jokes, kind of like mine, but with just a different flavor of cheese, I guess.
Yeah.
And happy to be here and happy to be teaching and trading. And I have an understanding of Andrew's pitchfork, support resistance, trend lines, Fibonacci resistance and support levels, also Fibonacci time. I do a little bit of esoteric stuff, but not too much, like lunar cycles and things like that. But some things I don't always share. But so I mix what our system is in the trading room with some of what I know and learn on higher time frames, and give some good advice on the market. So I scalp like Hugh, but I also do intraday swing trades. So kind of a mix and match of both.
So where it sounds like Aaron's doing a lot of complex stuff, I like to keep things simple. I have a little philosophy is that markets are going to go up and they're going to go down. And if you buy enough time, probably going to be okay. And just got to kind of figure out the propensity of is it going to go up or is it going to go down in the short term? That's the direction I'm going to go, and I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, make some money along the way. So, but both our systems work and they work well, and we hope you join us with whatever we got going here. So, excuse me, a couple announcements to make first. Folks, we've got the 2 to 10K challenges turned into the 2 to 5K challenge this time, only because we've got this massive election coming up here in a couple of months. So we want to kind of time it out to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take $2,000, turn it into $5,000. At least that's the goal. And we're going to start this in a couple of weeks, September the 16th. Now, the only thing you have to do is just be in the trading room. There's no other special program you have to buy or subscription, nothing. We do this in the trading room, and we are going to, it's just another trade that we're going to do. So if you're not in the trading room, you want to join in on this one so you can take advantage of this 2 to 5K challenge. And we've done it in the past, and it's been working very well. Check your email for details. You'll get information on this shortly. All right. So, all right. Another announcement. Yes, we are going to be at the Orlando Money Show coming up mid-October, October the 17th to the 19th. Both Aaron and I are going to be there, and we'd love to meet you. So make a plan to go there. I know the last time we went to these things, Aaron went to Orlando and then again Las Vegas. Do you know we had people from all over the country fly in to meet us? And
Wow.
it's just awesome. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, we predicted the market bottom using a longer term Fibonacci extension tool. We predicted the bottom of the market within like $2 on the SPY. So I'm not going to tell you all the secrets, but you definitely don't want to miss this. I'm not going to say if we're going to be that accurate in our predictions again or not. That was pretty accurate, but we called a possible low at, I believe, 409, was it, or 411, something like that, and that was the low for what, 3 months, and continuing all until now, which is $150 or $160 higher in the SPY. So you definitely don't want to miss it.
Anyway, we're going to talk about that and more, and we'd love to meet you there. So plan on it. October the 17th to the 19th at the Omni Orlando Resort at Champions Gate. One more announcement here, folks. If you haven't subscribed yet to Spy on the Market, this is the free e-newsletter that goes out every Thursday. It just gets sent right into your inbox. It's just a brief 3-minute read. Some people do it in 2.5. It's just light, relevant, entertaining. All you have to do is subscribe by going to the website, DayTradeSPY. And when the pop-up comes, just leave us your email address, and that will put you onto the newsletter. So it's actually pretty good. This week's topic is the Spy Kids, and we're not talking about the movie. All right, we're not talking about the movie. So, all right, if you're new to options, I think trading is the best business ever because you work whenever you want, where you want, as much or as little as you want. Low startup costs, low overhead. There's no inventory, no staff to be concerned about, no government agencies to deal with. You can start with little capital, make as much as you want based on your intelligence and emotional control. There are tax advantages. Talk to your CPA about that. And my favorite, it's just a lot of fun. Do you know that in all the years we've been doing this, folks, I have just as much, if not more fun now doing this than I did the day I started. And by the way, Aaron and I combined, we have what, over 40 years market participation. So that's why we gave you the introduction to let you know that we kind of know what we're talking about. We're not just a couple of kids here that are throwing something together and hoping you join us. We actually do know what we're talking about. I know sometimes it might not sound like it, but it depends what we're talking about. So anyway, I love trading, and Aaron, I can tell you love trading, and I know the people that are in a trading room, for example, I think they're really addicted as well. That is the one, I think, if you want to call it that, there is an addiction to this, but it's not a bad addiction. I know I'm addicted, but I don't I don't regret it. And no, I'm not going to go to TA, which is Traders Anonymous, or no, is that where there's Alcoholics Anonymous? Is there such a thing as TA, Traders Anonymous? I am not aware, and I'm not going to start a Traders Anonymous because we love to trade, and I have no intentions of ever stopping. So, oh gosh, folks, beachside chat coming up. Make sure you use the questions box. Put your questions and comments in there. Let's take a look now and see what the week looked like in review. Stretch this out a little bit here. Monday, we had durable goods orders, more than double the forecast. It, of course, was inflationary and worried investors a little bit. We dropped off a resistance at 563, which is also identified as a major Fibonacci resistance by Aaron, and he said the market's going to go down, and the market went down. On Tuesday, we had a little bit of a recovery here in pre-market. Consumer confidence report came out. Richmond Manufacturing Index wobbled, pricing to in a 3-point range. And we ended up a little bit higher than what we opened up on Tuesday. And then, of course, in pre-market, it jumped up and down and up. And then, by the end of the pre-market into the opening bell, we saw a bit of a meltdown here. Basically, a low, no news day. Hit Fibonacci major resistance off the 562 this time. Sent SPY crashing 7 points. Possible fears on upcoming personal consumption expenditure report, which was coming up on Friday. So I think investors were a little concerned because some of these numbers were still coming in inflationary. We also heard some of the Fed members start talking about, well, I don't know, is this still premature? We want to still see, some more data and this kind of stuff. So I think it had traders and investors worried a little bit. On Thursday, we had GDP, gross domestic product numbers come out, pending home sales and unemployment claims. Well, together, this pushed SPY to new heights, which is a great day for calls. We started to rise right after that post-market activity here on Wednesday, and pre-market, the market recovered its entire loss and then some, going back to where we were back in Monday. But it didn't last long. Suddenly there was a big crash on Thursday afternoon, probably because of the concerns with the PCE numbers. And then come Friday, we had the long anticipated PCE price index, which, by the way, is the Fed's preferred inflationary index. So they're really kind of watching that. Also, Chicago PMI report, consumer sentiment and inflation expectations tested 557 for a low before finishing the day, week, and the month over 564. The thing just ramped right up at the end of the day. It's kind of cool. So here's what happened. Basically, as a summary, stocks recovered from a near 10% correction, supported by the Fed's ready to cut rates, and they're definitely on track with that. Positive earnings and a still expanding economy. Inflation's closing in on the target. focus for both investors and the Feds is for a multi-year cycle of growth in an economy that remains resilient, especially in the labor market here. Economy is not yet in a recession. They're concerned about that. But the next couple months leading into the November election have been seasonally challenging for stocks. So we're going to see some continued volatility in there, especially as the rhetoric heats up between the between the players. It's going to be very interesting to see how this election is going to shape up. But wow, I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking forward to it or what, but we'll see. Tech sector is starting to lose its mojo, however. Strong headwinds in the forecast here with high expectations for the AI stocks, particularly NVIDIA. A lot of growth for NVIDIA lately, but now there's a little more competition, and more broadly, the Magnificent Seven could spend slow to what's the word supposed to be? Could be more, I guess. Could I don't know, could be slow to catch up. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. I'm not sure how we got that word in there, but
Slow to catch his
could be
breath,
slow.
maybe.
Yeah, he's got to stop. He's got to stop and say, "Oh, what's going on here? What's going on?" Uh, but here's the results. S&P notched up just 0.2% over the week. We're looking for let me see here if I can get this. Okay, I think this is there we go. There we go, 18.4% year to date. NASDAQ 18%. The Dow's at 10.3% year to date. It bounces around pretty good here. Last week, I think it was kind of reversed here with the S&P and the NASDAQ. So I'm thinking here, we're talking about this catching the breath here for the Magnificent Seven. I think it's going to pull back a little bit. It's going to sort of bottom out. Well, not bottom, but it's going to just level off, flatten out a little bit before it starts its next run to the upside. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know anything. I certainly don't know the future, but that's kind of my guess. It's been a very good year so far, and I don't see how it's going to just just taper down and go down. There's a lot of stuff going on in the tech world. From a seasonal standpoint, that blue line at the top here in this chart, that's where SPY is now. The red line is a composite of the last 5 years closing price on the daily chart. So as we expand this and focus in on it, you're going to see here that SPY was actually pretty flat over the last week. And it's actually pretty flat going into the following week as well. Might be down 50 cents or something, nothing of major consequence. So probably somewhat range-bound trading, I'm thinking here coming up this week. Of course, the markets are closed tomorrow. Tuesday, we've got the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, also the ISM Manufacturing PMI reports coming out. Wednesday, the JOLTS job report openings. Thursday, unemployment claims, ADP, non-farm employment change, S&P Global Services PMI, and also the ISM, Institute for Supply Management Services PMI report as well. On Friday, some employment numbers, and yeah, basically some labor numbers there, and we'll see what happens on that. Bottom line, markets close Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday should be medium volatility, a little higher on Thursday, and back to medium volatility on Friday. So I'm thinking here you might want to trade with smaller expectations this week as traders slowly get back to work. Okay, probably won't see the ultra high volume that you may expect, in better times. That they're going to just kind of come back and get the rust off as they get back to trading. And I also anticipate again mostly range bound trading this week. I don't know how Aaron sees it, but it doesn't matter. Even if it's range bound, we can make money, and we do. We do. There's, Aaron, I laugh at this when people say, "Well, the market didn't move yesterday or today or all week. It didn't move."
Yeah.
What do you mean it didn't? It moves all the time,
Yep.
right? It moves all the time, and we don't need much of a move to make some pretty serious money on the stock market because we trade options. And by the way, if there's anybody who doesn't understand options, let us know in the chat box, and maybe we can do a little bit of an options primer later if we have time, or if you're that interested. So anyway, this young lady here is telling us there's many opportunities available to make money, and that's what we do. We teach you how to spot them and how to trade them. And it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like a puzzle. You get the pieces together. You know that all the pieces are there. You just have to put it together, right? And then you get a really nice picture as to where the market's going to go. So that's what we do, and we teach you how to do it. So I'm going to tell you real quick as to some of the programs we've got here. we've got some solid gold learn and earn actionable plans, folks. They are exclusively available right here through DayTradeSPY. You're not going to get this anywhere else. So if you're going to start looking around for this kind of stuff, not all trading rooms are the same. Not all programs are the same. It's not like, it's not like, say accounting, right? Where everything is generally accepted accounting principles, and you may get very similar results when you take your taxes from one firm to another. I don't know. Depends on how aggressive your accountants are, your CPAs want to be, or whatever. But basically, they have guidelines to follow. Well, there's no such thing in this business. You'll find that everybody has sort of a different little strategy that seems to work for them. And ours, this works best for us. At least it does for me. And I think Aaron's doing very well. But you know what? We have these programs exclusively through here. And I'm going to tell you something, all right? You can go to our website and you'll find prices on the website for various programs. But one of the advantages of these Sunday night sessions is that we tell you to email customer service at daytradespy.com because they have better pricing. So if you're interested in, say, the pick of the day or the signal or whatever, the trading room, contact customer service at DayTradeSPY because they're going to give you a better price. And it's actually pretty cool. So what do we have? Inner Circle. Every morning, Monday to Friday, every morning, Aaron, you submit your morning market analysis, how you see the market unfold that day, right? See, we're not smart enough to really see where it's going to be a month from now or a year from now or even a week from now. At least I'm not. But we've got a pretty good idea as to where the market's going to go today. And that's what we tell you in the market report. We also give you a follow-up report later in the day, early evening usually, as to what the market did and what we did in the market. And Wednesday night interactive meetups, Aaron does these. Aaron's very good at this. Tell us a little bit about the last few sessions here that you did and kind of what.
Sure, of course, yeah. So we do an overview of what the last week has been. We also talk about the last week's news as well as next week's news. We talk about technicals. We talk about support and resistance, and then we get into usually if we don't have a lesson like a mini module or mini lesson, we'll talk about if people have questions, individual questions. It's almost like a group mentoring for an hour. If you have individual questions, you want me to go over something or a certain concept or an idea. We also talk about the technicals. We do a deep dive into the technicals. We talk about the daily 4-hour, 1-hour time frames. Also, especially the 1-hour time frames, what we think that the market is going to do the next day, which is really important. Many times in the inner circle, support and resistance levels are support and resistance levels will be hit and the market will fall or it will rise based on support. So I definitely recommend looking into adding that if you are in the trading room, maybe you bought our other products in the past, definitely check out the inner circle. It's I don't believe it's that expensive. Really, it's not for if you break that down into a monthly basis for what you get. I mean, it's really valuable. And then if you're in a trading room already, it's an overview, it's a summary of the trades that we take throughout the day, especially when you or myself is taking multiple trades. It's good to have that, so you can compare. Maybe you're keeping a journal or a spreadsheet of your trades compared to ours. So it's really valuable to have that.
And if you miss the sessions, they're recorded for later review. You get the recording right after the session, so it's actually pretty good. So, all right, DayTradeSPY Signal. This is 3 to 5 signals a week, sent to your email, cell phone, text. It's usually in the morning. I think it's always in the morning. So if you don't get it by afternoon, it's probably not going to come. But the idea here is to buy right away. Look for a 5% gain. And if you don't sell it by the end of the day, sell it at market value. It's been working extremely well. And if you're in our trading room, we teach you how to make a lot more than 5%, by the way. Okay, that's just a standard by which to have to measure success. And it's actually pretty cool too. And and by the way, some of these programs have an incredible money back guarantee. I don't know who else does that. We have a 14-day, 100% money back guarantee if you really don't like it, but it's been working extremely well. People are making money at it. This is great if you're, say, working or something, or you're doing something else. You don't have time to watch the charts or be in a trading room. this is an excellent program to get in there and still make some money every day. Similarly, the pick of the day is an email that goes out every morning between 9 and 9:30 with a specific option trade that we are looking to trade right at market open. So what you want to do is buy this, make sure the 1 minute candle is going in your direction. And if it's not, just wait until it turns around, then buy. You'll get it for a little bit of a discounted price. And then we'll get it up for sale for 6%, good till cancel gain. And you might even hold this overnight. All right. These are really cool. This too has been working extremely well. I think we're running it around a 90, 92% profit target or something like that. Not a profit, but a success rate, maybe even higher. I'm not really sure. Again, 30-day money back guarantee on this. Again, right? Contact customer service at DayTradeSPY for the best price. I get them the best price. But our famous trading room is the one that everybody talks about. In fact, Aaron, everybody is talking about that. Do you know that? Everywhere I go, they talk about, oh, are you in Hugh's trading room? Are you in Hugh's trading room? I go to the grocery store, and the girl at the checkout in front of me is talking to the girl there. So, have you been in Hugh's trading room? I'm at the beach. What do you think? What do you think the guys are talking about? You think they're talking about the girls? No, they're talking about Hugh's trading room. Folks, you got to get in on this. All right. Just kidding, obviously. I have a little fun with this. Aaron and I host this every morning, 9:20 to 10:30 Eastern Time. Interactive, learn and earn, fully narrated. This is where our strategies come alive in real time. At $6.99 a quarter, are you kidding me? This is a no-brainer. And to make it even easier for you to decide if this is something you want, you get a 14-day, 100% money-back guarantee. You can't go wrong with this. You got to get in on this. All right. If you're really serious about making money on the stock market, this is where you need to be. All right. All right. So there's my picture again. We're going to do a little beachside chat. Aaron, I don't know if you want to do some of these questions because my beautiful dog Lucy is she's chirping a little bit. I think she wants to go outside. You might hear in the background. So if I just pause this for a second, Aaron, do you want to get some of the questions here while and I'll be right back?
Sure, yeah. Okay, sure. Yep. Question from Sam says, if you set a Fibonacci range for the day, is it the same among all other analysts as well? It depends what analysts that you're talking about. I don't have a team of analysts with me, but it's just based on what I'm looking at. Support and resistance is for the support and resistance that I see for the session. This comes on the 1 hour chart. These are that might be also what you're talking about. The intraday support and resistance as well as Fibonacci levels, those are what we come across in the trading room. John says, my first session, I need to speak with someone after class regarding rejoining DayTradeSPY. You'd want to send a email to customer service at DayTradeSPY, or you simply can join on our website, the trading room, if that's what you're asking for, John. Gerald says, once the 6% is hit, where do you recommend re-entering a new trade after a pullback? That's kind of a complex question. Gerald, are you talking about in the trading room, or are you talking about for pick of the day? Please let us know. Is the DayTradeSPY trading room the same as the DayTradeSPY pick of the day? No, the trading room is a different service. The pick of the day is a separate service. The pick of the day comes to your inbox every single morning by 9:15, I would say at the latest. Lately, we've been sending them out by 9 o'clock or 9:05 pretty consistently. So two different services. If not, do the services overlap? Does one include both services? No, they don't include both services. The pick of the day is a separate service. After a little bit later, towards the end of the session, we oftentimes talk about the pick, but we don't give the pick out just for those people that are subscribing to the pick as a separate service, as well as we do review if it triggered or not. So.
Sounds good. What else do we have here?
Not sure.
Once the 6% target is hit, where do you recommend re-entering a new trade after pullback? Also, what would be the next target?
Yeah.
We get into that in the trading room, all right? So you have to be in the trading room. That's what we do. These sessions are Sunday nights. We don't tell you how to trade. Like we don't teach you that stuff. That we talk about our programs so that you can learn how to trade. That's really what it's all about. So if you join the trading, we actually get into that. I should tell you there are a lot of people that are making a lot more than 6%. That's just the basis that we have to measure success. You have to have some sort of a standard by which to measure success, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, Aaron, but I've been to other trading rooms in different in the past, long time ago, in other programs, and I scratch my head when they say, "Well, it was a success. We just made 2 cents." Uh,
Yeah.
no, it's not because you wouldn't have sold it with a 2 cent gain, right?
Yes, correct.
I just get real, right?
What do you recommend, Hugh, for position size on a new account? Say somebody starts with a $10,000 account. What do you recommend that the amount that he uses per trade? Would that be 1,000 per trade, 2,000? What do you recommend?
I recommend they do paper trading for about 20 to 30 good paper trades first until they get in the into the the system that we're doing and get comfortable with it. Then transition to maybe $1,000, $1,500 maybe, and then over time as they grow their account, then ramp it up with a little more risk. But I would be very cautious about going in too heavy. I know some people try and go in with about $2,000, $3,000, and what happens is the enemy actually is yourself. That's the enemy. It's not the stock market. In fact, the stock market is actually your best friend. And when you go at the end of the day and review the activity on the stock market, you say, I can't believe it. I had so many opportunities to make money here. And I just followed the indicators and trusted the indicators. Are there any pilots online? Let me ask you if there's any pilots on, let me know. Because there's this thing called IFR. We joke about it, I follow rules. It's not, it's instrument flying rules. You're going by instrument flying rules. What that means is that you're not looking so much outside the window, because if you find yourself in clouds or fog, you literally do not know up from down. And I'm not kidding you about that, because the seat of your pants plays tricks on you. You might think that you're flying straight and level when you could be actually spinning into the ground. And if you're not paying attention to the instruments, you're going to be in big trouble real fast. But anyway, if you use IFR, instrument flying rules, that's kind of the way it is with trading. So we like to look at indicators, and if you can kind of trust your indicators, right? They'll usually give you your profit. They'll usually give you a profit. Once in a while, you do have a situation where suddenly something happens, but that's where you have your safeguards, right? And we teach you how to repair trades. We teach you, when to get out if you're in trouble and these kinds of things. So we do have that, but anyway,
I think that's what happened with Kobe Bryant.
yeah.
Actually, is that they were in the fog and they didn't know.
Is that what happened to the helicopter, right? He's a helicopter?
Exactly. Yeah. Got disoriented. And they were trying to get someplace fast, and unfortunately they crashed.
You get a lot of that where I can't think of the girl that can't remember now where she was flying from, but she insisted that her pilot take off because they got to get their stuff, and they're overweight, but the famous story, Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper and what's the other guy, Richie Valens, they died in a plane.
Yeah, the music died. Yep.
That's the day. Yeah, that's back in 1950.
Clear Lake, Iowa. That's around the corner from where I grew up.
Yeah, and what happened? The pilot didn't want to go, but they insisted that no, we got to get to the next venue. You got to get it. Like, I'm thinking, you guys are crazy. So when the pilot says, "Listen, I don't want to fly in this cruddy weather. I'm not going," you got to listen to him and respect that decision.
Yeah,
it's for the good of everybody. So they took off and they crashed in the storm.
Yeah. The next venue was St. Peter's at the gates.
Yeah, and I think there was a fourth artist in that group as well who decided to drive instead.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. I want to say Roy Orbison, but I'm not really sure. So I might be wrong with that, or maybe it was Rick Nelson or something, but I don't know. But so he did the wise thing. He said, I'll drive, or I'll take a bus or something. Anyway, that's kind of the way we do it with indicators. So we have our indicators. Now I want to tell you something. So Aaron comes to DayTradeSPY completely set with a completely separate set of indicators that he uses. He mentioned earlier, Fibonacci and Andrew's pitchfork and different things. I don't use that. I use other indicators. I like to keep it simple. He likes to, look at other indicators. So here's the thing. We're both in the trading room. We're looking at our respective indicators that we like to use. Now, if Aaron says the market is going to go up, and here's why I think it's going to go up, and I say I think the market's going to go up too, and here's why I say the market's going to go up, folks, you got this incredible synergy here. It's probably a good idea to buy call options because the market's probably going to go up if both of us are saying the same thing. All right. So we have a saying, it says, when our indicators unite, our trades ignite. And that's really powerful stuff. And that's one of the reasons people are making a lot of serious money in the trading room with us. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
so some people per trade are making, almost 10% or more, depending on what they're trading. And we're not talking about 10% on your account. We're talking about 10% from the capital. So if you're risking your entire account per trade, that's not advisable. You know, unless you have years of experience and know what you're doing as far as risk goes.
Yeah. Another question here. My first session, I need to talk to somebody after the class regarding rejoining a trading room, DayTradeSPY. John, if you want to email customer service at DayTradeSPY, they can help you out. Okay. Anybody, if you have any questions, email customer service at DayTradeSPY. Okay. Yes, we're going to the money show. Okay. Do you have a year-to-date success rate? I'm looking to sign up for my 4th trading service, and I want to make sure your success rate is still over 90%, at least a 6% return. I'm also looking at the possibility of more than one trade a day. Thanks, Tom. Our success rate is very high. We don't track it moment to moment to trade, day to day. What I would suggest is just join. And if you really don't like it, you've got that time period where you can just say, I don't like it, no hassles, you get your money back. And I guarantee you're going to learn something if you're just simply paying attention. But we don't throw out those numbers. We run them every now and then, and we're running very, very high with our success rates. So, and we teach you. The idea here isn't just to blindly follow us, okay? The idea here is for you to learn what we're doing so you can do what we do. And what we do is we teach you what we trade, and we trade what we teach. All right. And we don't give you all the fluff. We don't teach you all kinds of stupid things that, we don't do. We don't give you a lot of theory, or don't give you a duffel bag full of books and say, here you go, or a bunch of DVDs, or here, go to these websites. And we actually sit down, hold your hand, and take you through the process every day, right? So, all right. Okay, you know what? It is done 8:52. Let's take a little bit of a break and go into our 2-minute tutorial today, folks. Here's my 2-minute tutorial. The perils of 0 day till expiration trading. I know there are some people that are doing incredibly well with this, and I applaud them. And Aaron, I know you do okay with this too. But when you don't do okay, and when I don't do okay, it's hell on earth, right? It's
Yeah.
it's just really, really bad news. So here's my list of the perils for 0 date expiration. High volatility can make huge gains, but you can also lose even quicker. Okay, so, and I'm going to give you an example of what happened here. So you can make a lot of money with same day expirations, which is what this is. And it's very tempting to get in. And a lot of, I would say most traders are doing 0 day. When I look at the volume, most of the volume is with 0 day expirations. To me, that just tells me that those traders are just gamblers. Really, they're gamblers, or they're the market makers enticing people to give them their money so they can take it. That's what I found. And I made a lot of money on 0 day. I'm not going to kid you, but I also lost a lot of money, all right? The premium is returned into the option at a much slower rate when the market goes back in your direction. In other words, if you get in and the market goes down with your calls, they take away the premium very quickly, but then it doesn't come back just as quickly. So the market can go down and it comes back up, but it'll be a little while before that premium goes back up, and it doesn't go back up to where it was before. It goes under that. So, Aaron, can you comment on that a little bit, or maybe Stan?
Yeah. Let me see here. Your exact subject was what again? I'm sorry. I'm looking at the charts here with the market.
How the premium is returned into the option.
Oh
at
yeah,
less
0 day, 0 day. Yep. Okay.
0 day.
So yeah, so if you're trading something like the pick of the day, where you want to try out a 0 day or one day to expiration, that's okay. In my opinion, I think you should stay away from 0 day until you have at least 6 months of regular option trading experience. And that regular option trading experience would be weeklies. So we switch over to the following week on Wednesdays. So up until Tuesday, we're trading the same week, and then we switch to the following week on Wednesday. So personally, I've been using an emergency stop loss. Sometimes I do $1, sometimes 60 cents. But that's just because of the wackiness of the market recently. It's been very volatile. But if you trade 0 day and have a 35% stop loss, according to one of our resident whale traders, you can make quite good money trading 0 day. Okay, so but that's for more, if you've been in the trading room for 6 months and you know what you're doing, and you have an understanding of how to buy, sell, and the platform, and perhaps you're using Thinkorswim and or Tasty Trade and or Active Trade or something like that, and you're very familiar with options, then you can trade 0 day or 1 day to expiration. I usually don't recommend 0 day expiration after 12 noon, but we did a beta group, and if anybody's interested in those recordings, they're still available. They're still free. We had about 20 to 25 hours of free instruction where we talked about different trading strategies around 0 day expirations. And in the end, we realized that if you have time, and use a stop loss, and are just trying to trade the same day, a week, weekly options are more than decent to use, and to get multiple R multiples. They're called R multiples, which is multiples of your risk. So if you're risking 33 cents, you could get $1 or more. If you're risking 25 cents, you could get $1 more, or $2 in some instances if the trend moves in your direction. But usually in the mornings, in the first hour, or the power hour, we're usually just scalping. And unless we see a major trend developing at the open, we're not really taking those big trades.
Yeah. Theta loss, time value. All right. This is really important. When you lose time value exponentially on these same day trades, and it's not linear. Okay. So let's say you've got, I don't know, let's say you lose 20 cents, that day. Well, it's not, 20 cents in a linear. It actually goes up very quickly near the end of the day. The time loss, or I should say, maybe I should do it this way here, where the stock, the value of the option drops very, very quickly. And that's, I think, a really good thing you said, that don't get into even a 0 day, even if you're really into it. Stay away from it after noon. It's really crazy. It can be very stressful. Now, you can make a lot of money. I'm not going to kid you. And there's some people in the trading room that do extremely well. They go on high risk, but I understand it, Aaron. There was somebody who actually took a 0 day to expiration trade recently, and he lost a lot of money.
Yeah, there was somebody that was in the zero day trading beta group that lost some money, but
Yeah.
they come back to use stop losses again because they were trading farther out expirations. But if you're like John, who we talk about from time to time, or some of these other traders, and you're trading 0 day to expiration, 35% stop loss, or the textbook 40% stop loss is the way to go for pick of the day. If you want to trail your stops, sometimes you can get more. So pick of the day is really just a directional bias that we think that the market's going to go in. But if you want to, you can cater the pick of the day to your to your own trading style as well. It doesn't have to necessarily be what we say or how we say it. There's
Mhm.
people that pick the day their own pick. So they use our direction and then they trail the stop, or they do other things. So hold on, that's my daughter in the background here. So, but yeah, that's how some traders trade it.
I think it's just very stressful, and you see a lot of traders actually dropping out because they blow up their accounts using the zero date expiration. And I'm going to tell you something about what I did on Friday. I was thinking of doing it. I was thinking of getting into a trade, and and I'm glad I didn't, because here's what Friday looks like here. This is actually a 1 minute chart on the at the money 559, excuse me, call options. And you would be tempted to get in. I don't know if you can see my cursor or not. I think so. Yeah, you can see my cursor. Okay. You're tempted to get in here. So let's see you bought it here for $3. You buy an at the money option, at the money call for $3. And you're watching this thing, you expect it to go up, right? That's why we've all, we buy them, expect them to go up, right? And then the market turns on you. Would you have had the wherewithal to get out here when it's dropping? By the way, when it drops very fast. Take a look at this drop right here. I'm going to see if I can maybe enter a drawing here. Maybe this will work. Will this work? Let me just see. I don't want to use red. How about white? Maybe I can use white. Drawing tool white. I'm going to give it a shot. Look how quickly it came down here. Right? It just dropped like a rock. Would you have been, on the ball enough to just get out of it right then and there, or you have waited? And then maybe you'd have kind of ridden it down here. Then you see the bounce here. You see it coming back up a little bit. Thinking, okay, good, it's going to come back up. And then you see another drop. And now you're down here. And now you're seeing it bounce around up here. You're thinking, okay, now we're going to come back up. It's starting to come back up. But then another drop. Folks, look at this. In less than 2 hours, that option you bought for $3 lost 85% of its value. How would you feel with that? How would you feel? And I don't know, man, because I got to tell you. But then if you'd have waited it out, it ran right back up to the top, right up to the top shelf where Mama keeps her cookies, hides her cookies, I think they say. You could have sold for, if you bought for $3 and waited it out, you could have made a 50% gain. Or if you were astute enough to buy it down here, let me change the color of that one because this is unbelievable. And this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is going to drive you out of your mind. You'd have bought it down here and ran up with it. You could have made, look at this, 9 times your money. 9 times your money. Look, maybe you can do well with it, but for me, this is total insanity. And it is a recipe for an eventual total meltdown. This would be like driving your car at 100 miles an hour through city streets on a regular basis. Maybe you can do that once in a while, and you're going to get away with it or whatever, but eventually you're going to hit something and you're going to kill yourself or somebody, and you know that to be true. So this is my opinion of same-day expiration options. Now, in all honesty, all right, if I have some extra play money, let's say I had a really good week, then I might throw a few bucks at it and just see what happens. If I am prepared to take the risk and lose all of the investment that I put into it, only then would I do same day expirations. All right, that's my opinion. So take it for what it's worth. Anyway, what do you think, Aaron? Is that you agree with that, or
Yeah, I think there was a guy from Fast and the Furious that died because he was going like 100 miles per hour through the city streets.
seriously, really?
Yeah, like his I forget his name. It's Paul something. But yeah, they had a song about him. It's called I think When I See You Again, something like that. Yeah, so you definitely don't want to you definitely don't want to get started trading zero day unless you have a really good understanding of market geometry in my case, or if you're good at catching trends and or so you definitely want to stay with weeklies until you get a good, really good grasp, and then start very small with the zero day, and then once you get better, work your way up. But You know, here we try our best to preach caution and use time and or some sort of stop loss in the beginning at least, and then you can kind of modify your trading as you get more advanced.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, here's a question here. My trading balance in my account is not enough to do day trading. Does learn and earn have frequent trades recommended that are swing trades? Okay, so if your account is under 25,000, okay, then you're under the pattern day trade rules. So that means you can go in and out 3 times in a 5-day period. It's kind of to protect yourself against yourself, protect you against yourself. Um, there, first of all, there's a way around that. Get a cash account. So let's say your cash account is $10,000. You can trade as much as you want as long as you have that $10,000 in there to cover you, okay, using a cash account. So you might want to do that, and you'll start with, say, $1,000, and you can trade that $1,000 10 times. You have to wait until the market settles, your trades settle, which is the next day. So let's say you have $10,000, you made 1,000, you can't trade 11,000 yet. You can only trade the 11,000 the following day. But if you say put in $5,000 and you made 1,000, you can still trade $5,000, the other $5,000 if you have a $10,000 account. So there's a way around that. Now, if you break that rule, they send you a warning or something. I think you get 3 or 4 warnings in a 12-month rolling period. Otherwise, they kind of put you in the corner for 3 months and they and say just stay there until you cool down. There's a way around that too. Simply open another account. You can even do it in the same brokerage and then transfer your money from the penalized account over to the account that you're using and do it again. But just be careful about that. And hopefully soon you'll get into that $25,000 threshold where you can actually go in and out as much as you want and not have to worry about it. So there are ways to get into that. So Ron T, 767, 757 captain, prior military instructor. Nice. Ralph W, ex-private pilot. Yes. Oh my God. So you guys know what I'm talking about. All right. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Thanks for that, Phil. He said it was Waylon Jennings who gave up a seat to the Big Bopper, who had the flu. That was the day the music died. Okay, that's when Big Bopper and let's see, what's his real name? His real name was, I think, Richard something. Can't remember. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it was kind of a really nasty thing. So that was not too far from where you're from, wasn't it, Aaron?
Yeah, I was. My father actually worked in Clear Lake, and then my stepmother had a hearing aid business until recently in Mason City, Iowa. That's the Mason City International Airport. I've actually flown out of that airport, and I've actually flown on very small planes. Like they didn't even have jets go there until I think it's United, SkyWest, is that United? Just started flying jets, like twin jets, like smaller, much smaller planes through that airport. So they're no longer. I guess they didn't want any more music dying, so they decided to finally, in the 21st century, increase the spending or their budget so that they can bring more people. So there's a jet that runs through multiple airports in Iowa. Iowa's kind of a smaller population state, mostly farmers and retired people and people that are already well off. And because they have children, then all the children move out to bigger cities or to the east or west coast. But that's kind of my story as well. But yeah, so there's a couple of actually very famous places there. One's called the Surf Ballroom, is a famous music venue in Clear Lake. I believe that's where they had their last show, and a lot of people to pay tribute, musicians to pay tribute to the day that the music died, play there. So you'll have Kiss and Guns N' Roses and other rock bands and other actually bigger names to actually play when they travel through Iowa. They'll stop and play at the Surf Ballroom. So,
Really? Nice.
yep. It's a very, very small venue. It's maybe 1,000, 2,000 people. I don't know the exact number, but it's a pretty small venue compared to to other places, but musicians will stop and pay their respects and actually play there.
I'm thinking of Branson, Missouri comes to mind. I think there's this real music venue there too, isn't there?
Yes, Branson, Missouri. It has the Branson Opry, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, interesting.
That's also not too far away from what I remember from Lake of the Ozarks. Clear Lake is a huge, I would say, one of the largest lakes in the state of Iowa. So a lot of people from all over the state go to Clear Lake for summer to go fishing and relax.
Nice there. All right, I think I can do one more question real quick here before we wrap it up. It is 9:09. And this is a good question too. Larry says, do you do a lot of why wouldn't you do 0-day for your scalps? Same reason. Even with the scalps, you'll find that if you're in a scalp, sometimes if the market turns against you, now what do? Do you cut your losses? Whereas if I have lots of time on my hands, I don't have to worry about that. All right. If you got enough time, you'll probably be fine. That's another saying we got. We got a few sayings. So you don't want to put this undue pressure on yourself. And you know what? Just if you have, say, if you have $5,000 to spend, just buy fewer contracts. That's all. Buy 10 contracts for $5 instead of 100 contracts for 50 cents or whatever. Take the stress off. Because if you're just scalping, you're only going for a few cents, it's a lot easier to not have that time, that data loss stress on you, and volatility and everything that goes with it. So it's really advisable. And I was tempted. I'm not going to kid you. Last Friday, a couple of days ago, Friday, I was tempted to get into that. I thought, oh, man, this is looking pretty attractive. This is luring me, But I stopped myself. I said, what are you doing here? When are you going to learn this? And you know what? And if you keep losing money, it's simply because you haven't lost enough yet. Think about that for a while. You haven't lost enough yet because you're never going to learn the lesson, right? You're never, if you don't learn the lesson, you're going to keep losing money, right? And so you need to change something if you keep losing money. You have to change things. So if you do less of what costs you money, less of what creates a higher risk, and more of those things that are lower risk and more of those things that are working for you, you'll end up with more money at the end of the day. All right, it is 9:11. I think I'm going to call it a day on that one. Thank you all for joining us. Aaron, thank you so much for checking in here. And
Of course.
we'll see you, I guess, Tuesday morning in the trading room. Hey, listen, enjoy. Oh, what's going on here? What is that thing so screwed up here? Okay. Enjoy the Labor Day weekend, folks. So take care, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks.
Yeah, music fine.
There we go. All right. Have a good night, folks.
Sounding loud and clear, and there ain't no stopping now. You're the one, shine brighter than the moon and the sun. Be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you